Alrighty then. Good evening. This is Bill, K6KRQ, your net control operator for the River City ARC Slow Scan TV Net. This net serves for training and practice in image transmission modes and meets Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. on the N6NA repeater on 441.3 megahertz. River City ARC's members and all licensed radio amateurs are welcome to participate. If you wish to join the net or need to make a call at any time, please announce your call sign between transmissions and net control will acknowledge you. If an emergency should arise and you need this repeater, please contact the net control by saying break, break. A double break signifies emergency traffic. The net will stand by for you until the emergency is terminated or the traffic is moved to another frequency. Stations who wish to check in are asked to respond with their full call sign using the recognized ITU phonetic alphabet and their name. I will recognize each station before continuing. Alright, here we go. Any station who wishes to check into the net, please come now.
November 6, Delta Victor Mike, Stewart.
November 6, Hotel Alpha, Bill in Roseville. November 6, Papa Golf, Quebec, Bob in Roseville.
Kilo Papa 4, Mike Delta Carol in Citrus Heights.
Okay, and I'll check myself in, of course, at the bottom of the list. I'm Bill, K6KRQ. We have one visitor on YouTube tonight, Alvaro, and Stuart has already graciously welcomed him. Thanks for that, Stuart. So I'm going to go one more call for check-ins. Anybody else? Alrighty then. Stuart was first in, so he's first up. If you're ready, go ahead and let us have it, Stuart.
All right, so for those who want to do a deep dive into ham radio, here we go, PD 120.
I neglected to acknowledge the order. We have Stuart, N6DVM, of course, who just sent this somewhat interesting photo. We got Bill, November 6, Hotel Alpha in Roseville. We got Bob, November 6, Papa Golf, Quebec, in northmost Roseville. Carol in Citrus Heights, Kilo Papa 4, Mike Delta, and of course yours truly, Bill, K6KRQ. Before we go to commentary, are there any other check-ins? Okay, nothing heard. So we're going to go to Bill N6HA first for his commentary on this one. Go ahead and let us have it, Bill.
Yeah, good. Well, I received it. So there's quite a few pixel pops, and it teared pretty significantly about 3/4 the way down the screen. So I think my sync and Stuart's sync are quite different. So I think last week there was a tear, but it wasn't this significant. So it was quite the big tear on mine. Yeah, this looks like the digital library of amateur radio communications, it says up there. And that's an arm of the Internet Archive, where they're archiving a lot of different amateur radio-related material, magazines, ads even. There's a great talk at Pacificon about this group. One of the guys who's the lead archivist came and talked about the work he's doing and all the different boxes and boxes of material that they're scanning in. So I think it's a great resource. At the time of the talk, it was down because they had, I guess there was an incident where they lost a lot of their data or was down for some reason. So yeah, thanks for reminding me about this. I need to go read some old 73 magazines and 6HA.
Thank you, Bill. Let's go to Bob, N6PGQ, for his commentary on this. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, good evening. Yeah, there were a few pixel pops, not too bad. We have a picture on the left of an April edition of 73 magazine, Wayne Green's Never Say Die creation. Looks like a picture of Alfred E. Newman with a soldering iron in his right hand and a little spool of solder, or a piece of solder in his left, and he doesn't seem to be soldering any piece of equipment. He's got a magazine in front of him, so I don't know what the heck he's doing except maybe showing off. And I've tried to download some of the 73 magazines, but haven't been able to, so I guess I'll check out the digital library. Nice picture, N6PGQ.
Thank you, Bob. Any other commentary?
Yeah, KP for MD.
Go ahead, Carol. I'm glad I asked.
Okay, Stu, thank you. I see you discovered the that's the picture that I use to promote our homebrew contest evening that we do usually hold in September. So Al, Freddie, New Ham, WN1ECCH, no club, and if you look closely at the picture, what he's about ready to do is he's spliced the broken power cord on the soldering gun, and he's about ready to try to solder it while it's plugged in, and that is a big no-no because he's got a nice good conductor in that solder in his left hand, and as soon as it hits the live side of that 110 volts, he's going to be in for a big surprise. So back to you. This is Killer Pop for Mike Delta.
Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I recognize Alfred E. Newman and his goofy soldering operation he's about to do. That call sign with ECCH, that's a a common Mad magazine exclamation. I was a major reader of Mad magazine when I was younger. But anyway, so that's good. Thanks for that, Stuart. Let's go. Oh, by the way, we have Sean, one of our own, KM6NFO, who's watching us on YouTube. Hi, Sean. Anybody else wants to check in that might have come along late? Nothing heard. All right, let's go to Bill, N6HA. What do you have for us tonight, Bill?
Did Stuart do his explanation? I might have missed it, N6HA.
Sorry about that. I went 2 weeks without budgering up somebody's turn. So let's go to, that ended. Let's go to Stuart and tell us about your photo, Stuart.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Actually, you guys, I presume you guys would know about this. I'm a relatively new ham, and I discovered this on Hacker News. I do programming, and I came across this recently. So, yeah, you all know about it, of course, and you actually picked out some nuances from this image that I didn't know about. So I appreciate that. That's it. N6DVM.
All right, Stuart, thank you for that. Now let's go to Roseville's own Bill, November 6 Hotel Alpha. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, this will be PD-120, N6HA.
Okay, let's go to Carol. She's next in the real rotation for commentary. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, yeah, this is KP4MD. I've got a picture, came in nice and clear, no tearing at all. We have about a couple dozen pixel pops that are most prominent in the sky. Looks like a beach. There's one of those little lifeguard posts over there on the left. A few people standing on the on the shore there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, a group of 4. Another one signing by himself right by the shore. Somebody sitting on top of a box, and it looks like maybe one or two people on top of a towel that's laying on the sand. And in the far distance, you see some looks like snow-covered mountains. I have no idea where this is, but I don't know. Guessing maybe it might be Tahoe. I have no clue. Back to net controls, KP4MD.
Thank you, Carol. Let's go all the way to the top to Stuart, N6DVM, for his commentary. Go ahead, Stuart.
Yeah, I can't add much more than what Carol said. I love to know where this is. I'm going to presume it's not in the United States, but I don't know. What's interesting is that my pixel pops exactly match Carol's on YouTube, so we've reached some kind of pixel pop singularity. N6DVM.
Thank you, Stuart. Any other comments? Okay, before we go to Bill, I'm gonna say it's Lake Tahoe. Looks like the North Shore, but I'm at a loss for where with a beach like that, unless it's a private one I've never been on. But we're about to find out. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, great guesses. You got it, Bill. It is North Shore Lake Tahoe. This is Kings Beach. It's a very small stretch of sand, but it is a beach. This was last weekend. I went up there with some friends for a bachelor party. Not my own. I'm already married, but my friend's getting married, so we did a bachelor party. We had a chance to go by the beach here and check it out. So, yeah, surprisingly, it was very busy. A lot of people were enjoying the good weather. Didn't snow on us, and it was nice to be outside in the sun there. I've never been to this beach before, but it is a POTA park, so I did try to activate a little bit and didn't have much luck. So I think the bands were not my favor. So there's that. But yeah, I thought I'd share. That's what I did this last weekend. And 6HA.
All right, thank you. Let's go to N6PGQ, that's Bob in northmost Roseville, and see what gem he might have for us today. Go ahead, Bob.
Okay, well, if everything comes out right, this should be N6... no, I'm N6PGQ. This should be PD120, N6PGQ.
right, very good. I think my computer's like really slow because the YouTube image is still coming through. I'm using like the Innovado kit that for ham clock, so it's pretty slow when you use it for the internet. Anyway, commentary up. We're going to go up to Bill, November 6th, Hotel Alpha. It's his turn in the rotation. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, a great copy here. Not too many pixel pops. The ID did get you about a fourth the way down, which is unfortunate because it's right in the middle of, looks like a KX4. I think that's an Elecraft KX4 in a Go box looking container. On the left-hand side, there's some kind of red LED and a USB port attached to it. So I don't know what that is. That's not really stock for KX or K4. So yeah, it looks like a K4 in a Go box. And then on the desk there, there's some kind of device. It looks like you see power pole connectors and a heat sink and maybe a RJ45 on the left-hand side. I have no idea what this is. You know, the Valsalia DX conference was this last weekend, wasn't it? So maybe this is something cool from that conference. So I wonder how that conference went. I think you went. Maybe you can tell us more about it. N6HA.
Let's go to Carol, KP4MD. She went to the conference too, so she's got some insight, I'm sure. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the remote unit. I think it might be the K40. It's kind of like a copycat of the Maestro for the Elecraft K4. That's what I'm thinking it is. And I'm not sure what the thing in the foreground is yet either, because I didn't. If it was there, I didn't pay attention to it. But yep, definitely that's a piece of Elecraft equipment, I believe. So back to you, is KP4MD.
Thank you, Carol. Any other comments? Okay, before I go to Bob, I like that case that it's in, so I'm curious to know that if it's repurposed and if it's got some kind of ventilation. That thing in the front, it looks like it must be some kind of power unit because of the Anderson power poles, but I see on the right looks like a big heat sink, so that's a interesting unit there, but we're going to see what Bob has to say. Go ahead, Bob.
Okay, well, N6HA got really close. This is the Northern California DX Foundation's second iteration of what they call a rig in a box. And the purpose of that is to go to an area that is basically off limits to people and camping, drop the rig on the like on an island, put up antennas, and connect to this box. Inside the box is a UHF unit that will connect with the radio. Let me drop this. And also, they have a connection to Starlink. And the piece in the front is a power supply that they built to power one of the Starlink minis that they would put there and use to control all the stuff in the rig. It is a K4, and this is their newest iteration. The first one was all water-cooled and had a flex radio in it. And I've got a phone call which I'm going to ignore, and if there's any questions, ask away, N6PGQ.
Any questions for Bob on that one?
Yeah, how do they connect to it remotely? Is it like over VHF or UHF? And I think you mentioned a Starlink, but what's the delay on it? Did they say if it works pretty effectively remotely, N6HA?
Yeah, they've got the system down pretty well so that there's not much delay at all. CW is sent by the radio on the island and connected to it by the master radio. So it works real well. They've tested it out and plan to use it in N6BGQ.
Right, thanks, Bob. I watched at the North Hills meeting last night. Joel, AI6DG, he showed us some videos he made of the conference you guys went to, and man, that is some like high-end gear those guys got that do those de-expeditions. That's some pretty. Those are some pretty outrageous activities where they go. But anyway, it's Carol's turn. Kilo Papa 4 MD. Carol, what do you have for us this evening?
Okay, I've got one picture. It's going to go PD120. PD120.
It's still coming through on my computer on YouTube, but it's that picture's good on YouTube. Before I go on to commentary, it's just about 9:30, and there's still time for anybody that wants to check in. Anybody that wants to check in, come now. Nothing heard. I was kind of hoping we might pick up Joel or George. Anyway, let me see. Where's my sheet? We're going to Stuart in the rotation this time. N6 DVM. Go ahead, Stuart. Comment on this picture.
It looks like an Elecraft booth at a conference. I'm going to presume it's a recent one that Carol went to. I believe that might be, is it Eric Schwartz, co-founder of Elecraft in the middle, and other people enjoying their time at the conference, and I presume Elecraft hoping to convert sales. N6 DVM.
Thank you, Stuart. Let's go to Bill, N6HA, see what he's got to say.
Yeah, a good photo here. A couple pixel pops, and the ID got you further down. I agree with what Stuart said. It's L-Craft booth. It's probably at the DXpedition or the DX convention. I see Bob there sitting down, making a purchase. Hopefully, spending his hard-earned money. And I see a gentleman there with a call sign OZ5W, which is Denmark, I believe. So it's true that people all over the world must come to this conference. I'm a little envious. Maybe next year I'll come down and have some fun. So it looks like a good time. I wonder if they announced anything. I haven't heard anything from the grapevine. So yeah, N6NA back to net.
Any other comments before I go to Carol for explanation and maybe a answer on announcements? Any other comments? All right, Carol, why don't you tell us about your photo and a little about your trip?
Okay, thank you. This is Killer Papa for Mike Delta. Well, yep, you're absolutely right. This was the Ellicraft booth at the Visalia DX convention. And that's Eric Swartz there, you see in the profile in the center. He spoke to the club at the our meeting on April 1st over Zoom. And he was there, and Wayne Burdick was there as well. And yes, OZ5W, there were a number of people with that particular shirt. They were part of a team, I believe, that activated that. That's I think it says OZ5W Combat Team, if I'm not mistaken, or Contest Team. And yep, that's I guess the big new thing that they were showing there was the AX3, which is a little 4-band antenna that plugs right into the side of the KX2 and the KX3. Those are those little QRP radios, and they were selling them like hotcakes. I think that was a brand new item that they had, and I don't think it was even. I don't know if it's even on their website yet because it's a pretty new item. 4 bands. It's got a tiny little tripod that it sits on the tabletop. It had a cable. I don't think it doesn't plug directly into the side. This one comes with a little coaxial cable because it has a little BNC connector on it. So it looked kind of fun. It's got a telescopic antenna whip, and of course you have to use it with the counterpoise for it to work. And I believe it goes 10 meters, 12, 15, 17. I don't know if it goes down to 20. I think Bob can tell you more about that. But I know it's got a 4-position switch on it, which was quite interesting. So back to net control. It's KP4MD.
This is Bill, K6KRQ, and this is the River City Slow Scan TV Net. Joel showed in his presentation last night, he had a shot of that antenna. I think it was over to the left of this display. Do you have any more info on it, Bob?
AI6DG. N6PGQ.
Let me check Joel in first. AI6DG. Glad you could make it, Joel. I asked Bob first, so we'll go to Bob, and then I'm sure Joel will have more to say about it. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, it'll go to 20, and then they sell a optional coil that worked on their 2 earlier antenna models that'll let you work 40. It's going to be, awful sharp tuning and probably not the most power going out of the antenna, but they sell it and guarantee it up to 30 watts, and Wayne said that he's tried it with 50, and it works just fine. N6PGQ.
Thanks, Bob. Joel, AI6DG, again, I'm glad you could make it. You got anything more on that antenna? And then I'm going to let you broadcast next if you're ready. Go ahead, Joel.
As I remember, it goes 10 to 40 with the adapter, so I think it adds 30 in there too. Probably you need the antenna tuner, so it's not a resident antenna. I picked one up before we're trying it out, so maybe this weekend in Northwest Virginia, off the grid out at Howard Park, and also a in-fed antenna matching it at build. And I'm still traveling. I just left Amazon Press and I'm driving home, so I'm not able to transmit or receive the image for that matter. Just wanted to check in and say hi. I ended up at work a little later than normal tonight.
Okay, Joel. Nevertheless, it's good to have you. We miss you when you're not here. So have a safe trip home. That said, that would bring me up in the rotation. So I am ready to go. Here we go. PD 120. Right, there it is. I believe it is Bob, N6PGQ's turn to comment. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, picture quality is fairly good. Quite a few pixel pops. Looks like we're in the high desert. The ground is dry. There's no trees. Can't even tell if there's sagebrush. Mountains in the back with probably snow on them. And a fence that is keeping people away from what looks like a monument. And I can't read the writing on it. I don't know if this is, out off of 395 at Manzanar or someplace like that, but be interested to find out. N6PGQ.
Thank you, Bob. Let's go to Carol, KP4MD. Do you have anything to say, Carol?
No, I'm sorry. I did something here and I completely lost. If you look on YouTube, I don't even have a picture. I'm going to have to see what's happened to my, it's the audio device not going into MMS TV, and I'm really sorry for those out there on YouTube. KP4MD.
Yeah, I see that. I thought it was my unit, but I see now. I refreshed it. The logo and the SSTV app on the right, but just blank white in the field. So anyway, let's go to Stuart and see what he has to say.
Well, I can't add much more than what's already been said. It looks like I agree. It looks like a monument. I will say Eastern Sierra as well. The fence looks older. I don't know if this is a Native American monument or what. But again, love to know what it is. N6
Any more comments before I give the explanation? All right, nothing heard. This is Bill, K6KRQ. Well, Bob, you nailed it. This is Manzanar on 395. That is the Eastern Sierra. I think that's Mount Williamson, the peak right in the middle. That's the highest part of the Sierra down there. To the left would be Mount Whitney, and Manzanar is in between Lone Pine and Independence. It was pretty rustic, and none of that was there when I was a kid. My dad first started bringing me up camping up there, but now it's been kind of built up as a historic site. So it's worth a stop if you're driving that road. I highly recommend that road. You've heard us talk about it on this net before. But anyway, you win the no prize, Bob. You nailed that one.
Once in a while I get one, N6 PGQ.
I forgot to say the script on the monument. I think, what do they call it, Kenji or something like that? That's the Japanese script, but I don't know what it says. That monument wasn't there when I was a kid. So anyway, so it is not quite quarter of the hour. Does anybody else have another picture that they would like to send?
N6 comment on your image.
Go for it.
I regret not knowing this and not going here. I'd love to go now. You've inspired me to go and take my wife. My wife is Japanese. Her parents, both parents, were interned during the war. One of them was here. My mother-in-law was in 4 locations between California and Washington. And actually, her parents met in the internment camps as children. And she's told some wonderful stories, heartbreaking, of course, and in other ways just very interesting and fascinating about how she latched onto animals that were in the camp and how they were fed and so on. So anyway, thanks for sharing this, and it's going to inspire me to motivate me to go visit. Thanks. N6
You know what? That actually thrills me that you would say that. I recommend it. It would mean something to your wife, I would think. You know, there was a bunch, as you alluded to, there were several of these camps. I think there was one even as far east as Arkansas. But as far as I know, this is the only place that, I'm sure they have, but it's the only one I know for sure where they kind of did it up as a park almost, I want to say, but it's not a park, it's a national historical site or monument. But anyway, so once again, does anybody have any other pictures they'd like to send? Or if you like, we could end early.
Oh, I could send one more, N6 PGQ.
I was hoping somebody'd come forward. Go ahead, the airwaves are yours.
Okay, this is PD120, N6 PGQ.
got us YouTube back, Carol. Good. This is Bill, K6KRQ. I've seen these people somewhere before. This picture came through really clear here. I got it really good. But we're going to go to Stuart first for commentary. Go ahead, Stuart.
The picture quality is excellent. I'm not sure I can find this. Well, okay, I found one pixel pop. I found a couple. But it's a great image. I do recognize a couple of people, and they are nerding out at a conference. The gentleman in the middle looks like has a new mast or antenna, maybe, having a good time. And that's it. N6NA Net.
Thank you, Stuart. Let's go to Bill, N6HA. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I know these people. A group of well-respected hams. It's Bob there on the left, and Joel in the middle, and Carol on the right. And it does look like Joel purchased something, so I wonder what that is. It does look like a mast. Stuart's probably right. Doesn't look like an antenna, but yeah, maybe something fun. I bet the deals are pretty good at this DX convention. I do need to go one of these years. But as far as the image quality, it came over great. Very few pixel pops, very clear. Great photo. We should probably take more group photos. N6HA.
Thanks, Bill. You know, Joel showed us last night how he activated the parking lot, but I'm going to see if he's still on, and he can speak more to that. Are you still with us, Joel?
Yes, I am. And I know the photo you're talking about. I saw it posted by Carol on her Facebook feed. That is about 4 feet tall, the mast, the pole. And it's over 30 feet tall when it's fully extended. I've already got one of those that's a lot shorter, short enough to backpacker to throw the suitcase. This one is not, it's a little too long. But the appeal to this one is that it looks like it's a lot different, so it doesn't droop as much when you have it fully extended. So it's always nice to have bits and pieces and things that you can try in different ways in your antenna box or kit. Usually when I'm out and about, I have the same big Tupperware container full of stuff, and I can throw together, 4 or 5 different types of antennas if I really wanted to. Between different antennas, different wires, different coax, different holes and things. Different things to try and different needs and different circumstances. Back to that.
Question.
Thanks, Joel. Hey, did Carol and Bob know about you activating the parking structure?
Pretty sure I mentioned it. Not sure. Didn't get any feedback on that. It was Sunday. I mean, people left quick, so I was probably one of the very few hams that left around in the area.
All right, Joel. I'm glad. I'm glad you were still with us. Anyway, let's see what Bob has to say about this picture. I guess you had to ask somebody to take a photo with your iPhone. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, don't have much else to say about it. You can see the program over my right shoulder and the IDXC logo between Carol and Joel. I didn't remember it was Joel. He walked all around the conference being incognito with his badge pointed towards his chest. Anyway, it was a good conference, as we mentioned before, and there's 3 from the Sacramento area, N6PGQ.
All right, very good. It sounds like you all had a good time, from the presentation Joel showed us last night and your comments on it tonight. So I'm going to go one last call to see if anybody wants to send another picture, and then I'll wrap it up. Anybody else with a burning desire or questions or comments, go ahead.
A quick question.
Go ahead, Stuart.
It's a question for Joel. You're a little hard to copy. Can you repeat the name of the mast?
The vendor I bought it from, I think, was Hitched for Ham, but I'm sure I started with antenna mounts for trailer hitches. The mast itself is actually for kites. I guess what people dig into kites use these poles for in some way. I'm sure to relate it to the kite and the cord and maneuvering, and maybe I'm not sure, but I forget. I don't have the brand name, although it did have a brand name. But the vendor that resold it and sold it to me was something like Hitch for Hams or Hitch something or another. If you go to, if you search for IDXC convention, you'll find their website, and then you can go to their list of exhibitors. Back to N6NA SSTV.
Great, thank you. N6DVM.
Did you? I assume you got that okay, Stuart.
I did, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to bet the vendor search would be the best bet. All right. Any other questions, comments, or burning desires before I wrap it up? A couple minutes early tonight anyway.
6PGQ.
Go ahead, Bob.
Joel was a little bit hard to hear. If I can remember right, the company was called Hitch for Hams, and they had a whole display of different lengths, 4 different lengths and diameters of the masts that Joel has, and they also had brackets that you could drive your tire on and hold it down or put it in the hitch of your car, or they also had one that had a big stake on it and you could stick it down in the ground. N6PGQ.
Thanks for that, Bob. I myself am in the market for one of those telescoping masts to put an end fed on. That's pretty much the only thing I'm missing to do field work. I'm going to go to the off-grid event this weekend. I built my battery box today, or most of it anyway. It's totally usable now, so anyway, that's neither here nor there. Any more questions or comments? Okay, I want to thank all who participated in tonight's SSTV Net, including our YouTube audience. Forgive us for the glitch. Carol did get it back, though. Good job. We hope to see you again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. The net is officially closed at 9:56 p.m. Pacific time. This is Bill, K6KRQ, wishing all of you a good evening. 73.
Hey Bill, did you use power pole connectors on your power box N6HA?
I did. I'm making everything power pole. I got these like round thingamajiggy like outlet things with two sets of power poles in it each. I got it from Etsy, and so I used one of those. I'm going to put one of those 12-volt cigarette lighter things in there too. At first I thought, like, what do I need that for? And then I saw some guy on a video had one of those plug-in refrigerators that had one of those cigarette plugs. So I'm going to put one of those in too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'd love to see your box because I'm thinking about making one, but I couldn't figure out which to use for the power pole connector. So I'll check Etsy. That's a good idea. I saw PowerWorks sold something, but I don't think I like the looks of it. So I'll see what Etsy has. Thanks, N6HA.
Yeah, It wasn't too expensive, not really. I have a 100 amp hour lithium iron battery, and then a bunch of parts I got from Napa Auto Parts, because they sell terminals big enough for that size wire and antenna cable. So, all right, I'll show it to you sometime. K6KRQ.